Hello there, David Allen here, and I'm speaking to you from Bordeaux. And I'm actually quite in the north of the Medoc. The wine is a wine from the Medoc. This is Sociando Mallet, so we're north of Saint-Estèphe. And Sociando Mallet, to my mind, is quite a classic style of wine and an estate that produces some really great value wine. In 2025, the wine is 66% of Merlot, with 31% of Cabernet Sauvignon and 3% of Cabernet Franc. And I think this is largely because in the warm, dry conditions, the Cabernet Sauvignon grapes were really tiny and so had really good juice to skin ratios, but didn't actually produce that much juice. So normally there'd be slightly more Cabernet Sauvignon in the blend. The wine's got 14% alcohol. It's got a fabulous, deep, dark colour. It's a vibrant sort of purple ruby. There are purple hints at the rim. So let's have a look at the aromas, shall we? The wine's aromas are really quite vibrant and bursting. There's an opulence to the wine's perfumes. There are dark cherries here. There are blueberries. There are damsons. There are dark plums, all in a very rich, ripe style, but without being overripe. And so they're giving out a beautiful, vibrant perfume. So that's for taste, shall we? That vibrancy follows through on the palate, where there's a freshness. Having said that, this is also a tannic and structured wine. There are fine, initially quite grainy tannins, just supporting those sort of black fruits again. Juicy black cherries, blueberries, that sort of beautiful perfume note of a damson, perhaps some ripe black plum, elderberry, lovely crisp, crunchy black fruits. Now the originally grainy tannins are now resolving, and they're sort of finer, powdery, smooth, almost graphite-like, silky textured. The alcohol on the wine is at 14%, but really that isn't showing through particularly. It's not making the finish hot or heavy. The perfume fruit is still showing through beautifully, and I think largely that's because the acidity is enough to lift the dark fruit and allow those juicy fruit notes to overlay the tannins and to stop them from being harsh and drying. There's a sort of a chalky, fine, drying grip, but there's no astringency or bitterness there. And as a result, that finish is clean. It's that pure black fruit, elderberry, perhaps a touch of cassis that's lingering very well. So a beautifully structured wine that's carrying its acidity well. Now this is a wine that I'd look at, and if it's well priced, is well worth putting down, because it's a wine that has the structure and the acidity to age beautifully. And yet with the suppleness and the finesse of its tannins, I don't think this is a wine that you will need to have in the cellar for a long time for it to mature and smooth out. I would have thought after 3 or 4 years this would be very approachable, and you could very happily keep it for 20 if you wanted to. From that point of view, it's got quite a classic structure, and certainly it will have a long life ahead of it. In terms of a score, I would be scoring this at 93 to 94 out of 100. For a wine that I don't think is going to be hugely expensive, I think this has impressive balance, focus and structure. I really enjoy Sociando Mallet. So for those of you who are interested, I will leave a link in the notes below to the Winesearcher webpage for this vintage of this wine, so that you can see its pricing history, so that you can see when it becomes available, so you'll be able to see who's stocking it in your market and at what price. Personally, I think Winesearcher is an invaluable tool if you're looking to buy wine on Primeur. So thank you again for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, do please press the like button. That would be fantastic. And for the rest of my time here in Bordeaux, I will continue to try and find some of the more interesting, compelling, exciting and great value wines that have been made in 2025. So do please come back and join me again and find out about some of the other wines I'm looking at. Till then, bye for now.